First released in 1993, Doom introduced millions of gamers to the fast-paced, white-knuckle demon-slaying action the franchise is known for. What made this game so important for the industry? And what made its release so controversial? In September 1992, id Software began planning their next big game title. They wanted to create another 3D game using a new engine that one of their lead programmers was building. Inspired by the campaigns in Dungeons & Dragons, they were looking to create something in a darker style than that of their previous games. John Carmack, one of id Software's lead programmers, came up with a concept, a game about using technology to fight demons. The team agreed to pursue the idea, and development of Doom began in November 1992. The initial development team was comprised of 5 people: John and Adrian Carmack, Kevin Cloud, John Romero, and Tom Hall. Going into development, they cut ties with their previous publisher, Apogee Software, and instead decided to self-publish the game. Fun fact, the team moved into a new office building which they named Suite 666, and drew inspiration for the game from the noises coming from the dentist's office next door. Doom's original release date was the third quarter of 1993, but unfortunately, the game wasn't ready by then. During December that year, the team was working non-stop, with several employees sleeping at the office. At midnight on December 10th, after working for 30 straight hours, the development team at id Software uploaded the first episode of the game to the internet. The team planned to upload the game to the University of Wisconsin Parkside FTP network, but there were so many people on the network waiting to download the game that in order for the team to upload the first episode, they had to kick all other users off to free up bandwidth. When the upload finished 30 minutes later, 10,000 people attempted to download the game at once, crashing the university's network. In late 1995, it was estimated to be installed on more computers worldwide than Microsoft's new operating system, Windows 95, even while going up against Microsoft's million-dollar advertising campaigns. Microsoft hired id Software to port Doom to Windows using the WinG API, and Microsoft CEO Bill Gates briefly considered buying the company. The team behind porting Doom to Windows 95 was led by Gabe Newell, who later funded the game company Valve. On Doom's original release, it included the ability for players to create custom levels and otherwise modify the game using WAD files, which stands for Where's All the Data. This made Doom the first game to have a large-scale modding community, which is now highly regarded as the start of mod-making culture. Several future professional game designers started their careers making Doom mods as a hobby. Among them is Tim Willits, who later became the lead designer at id Software. Doom became a pretty big problem at workplaces, both occupying the time of employees and clogging computer networks. Many universities and company offices had to form policies specifically disallowing Doom playing during work hours. Because of its combination of violence, dark humor, and hellish imagery, Doom generated quite a bit of criticism from religious groups, and the game was labeled as a murder simulator. There was further controversy after the Columbine High School massacre when it became known that the perpetrators were fans of the game. The families of several victims later claimed that the game is what inspired the massacre during an attempt to sue numerous video game companies, including id Software. If you'd like to read more on Doom's involvement with these events, I've put a link in the description to where you can find more details. Doom was widely praised in the gaming press, and is considered to be one of the most important and influential titles in gaming history. It was number 1 on Computer Gaming World's Playing Lately survey for February 1994. One reader said that no other game even compares to the addictiveness of Doom with 4 players. It's the only game I've stayed up 70+ hours to play. Because of Doom's popularity, it helped motivate other developers to start building FPS games following the Doom style. When id Software decided to license out their Doom engine, also called Tech 1, developers then used the engine to build games like Heretic and Strife. This is why most FPS games from the years 1994 to 1997 were often referred to as Doom clones. Throughout the years, id Software released Doom for almost every system, from Microsoft DOS to the Sega Saturn, and in 2019 it was brought to the Nintendo Switch. Doom paved the way for the first-person shooter. It was the start of modding culture in FPS games, it pioneered the use of 3D game engines, it was the first FPS game to become popular to a wide audience. This was Doom's legacy. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's video. Remember to hit that like button and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see more content from Vantage Gaming. Thanks for watching.